like a Russian doll of lies and trauma, essentially. You know? Like, let's just pull out each twist out of the little pocket doll. Hey Chaos crew, welcome back to our corner of booktube where we don't just read mysteries, we dissect them like they're on an autopsy table and then we cry about it later, okay? Welcome guys, and if you are new, my name is Shelly. I am still operating half blind, so again, eye contact will not be the best. It's okay. Contact for those of you who are new, eye surgery, bright light, need to stay, need to keep looking down, okay? That was a very, very quick piece of like information, but yeah, I've said it so many times, I'm a bit tired. But yeah, like I said, I've had eye surgery, my eyes are not doing the best. The bright light that I record with is, yeah, actually hurting my eyes, so I will not be having the best of eye contact. Please forgive me until my eyes recover, which who knows when that will be, but it is all well and good. Let's keep it moving, okay? So today we are diving deep into The Reappearance of Rachel Price by none other than Holly Jackson. She is the chaos engineer and honestly destroyer of reader peace, at least my peace. Honestly, I finally read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, I believe it was last year, and after reading the first book, I quickly got the second, the third, and then she released 5 Survive after that. Well, not after that. She released 5 Survive last year, and I got that immediately, read it immediately, and again, she blew my mind, and that's when I just said, oh my goodness, Holly Jackson, I'm obsessed with you. Everything you release, I'm gonna get. And then I got The Reappearance of Rachel Price, but then I got stuck in a reading slump, and then I had to temporarily DNF it. But then before my eye surgery, I picked it up, and oh my goodness, I read it in one night, as in it was one of my just one more chapter books. I kid you not, I stayed up until I think 4 a.m. reading this. I was just like, okay, wow. I gave this one 4.25 stars, and before you yell, yes, I loved it, okay? I loved it. Yes, it ruined me. Yes, I questioned everyone and everything at 3 a.m. in the morning, including myself, okay? I am not joking. This was a journey. So let's just break it down, okay? So, for those of you who are not aware about the plot of this book is about our girl Belle. You know, she's just living her life, or rather surviving it, I would say, under the long dark shadow cast by her mother's infamous disappearance 16 years ago. She was 2 and she was with her mom, and her mom vanished, but she was found in the car, you know? The car was literally found abandoned with Belle in the back seat, just like crying, you know? But her mom, poof, gone without a trace. Except, plot twist, she shows up like 16 years later because, of course, that's going to happen. And I kid you not, like, she literally shows up looking like she crawled out of a horror movie. Bruises, scrapes, dirty clothes, and tatters. And then she says she was kidnapped and kept hostage for years. And she has the audacity to come back into Belle's life and try to play house. Oh, as if nothing changed, nothing happened. Like, pause? Like, Miss Ma'am, I don't know you. You've been missing. Like, we all thought you were dead. Dad had to be put on trial because they thought he killed you. Oh, goodness. Wow. But of course, it's never that simple as, oh, I came back and I'm just trying to fit back in. No. It's never that simple. Because Holly Jackson said, you want answers? Cool. But also, what if those answers broke you? Oh. Yeah, that's where we go into this book, okay? What I love is that this book isn't just about the mystery of where Rachel Price has been. It's about grief and trauma, how it metastasizes, how it doesn't just sit still, it grows, it evolves, it affects who you trust, how you love, and even how you see yourself. See, Belle is living in the aftermath of something she never even remembered directly, but that event has shaped every corner of her life. Literally, her relationships, her personality, her sense of control, her distrust, her coping mechanisms. And Holly Jackson, she doesn't just make it neat. And I say just, she doesn't make it neat at all. No one's clean in this story. Not Rachel, not Belle, not her dad, not even the side characters, her aunt and uncle, her cousin, who she loves. Because this is a book where loyalty is tested like it's on Survivor. You'll find yourself screaming, "Girl, no!" one page, and then sobbing for the same character 10 pages later. Now, that being said, let's talk about Rachel Price herself, aka the mystery mom. Her return should feel like a miracle, right? But instead, it's off, and Belle knows it. Her instincts are sharp and her BS radar is on fire. Like, she's clocking T. Rachel's recounting of her captivity, Belle catches inconsistencies and she's just like, wait a minute. Like, so y'all not finna call her out on this? Oh, no, 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 no. And her reaction to being reunited with her family, like Rachel's reaction to being reunited with everyone, it has this weirdly performative nature to everything. And when Belle starts picking apart those inconsistencies, you as a reader are like, oh, okay. Oh no, what's going on? Because obviously you see in the book, everyone's making excuses for her because, well, duh, everyone loved her in the town, before she disappeared. And everyone considered it, a huge tragedy. She disappeared, she left her daughter behind, she's probably dead now. And then she comes back and she literally reveals that she was a captive, like she was held hostage for 16 years. Who's not gonna have the most insane sympathy for that? Like, who cares if your story is inconsistent? Like, we can see you being bruised and battered. We can see that you are clearly traumatized. What do we care if you remember every detail? It's been 16 years, okay? But Belle's not having it. She's not having it. And because Belle's not having it, and she's obviously the protagonist, and this book is obviously told from her perspective, obviously we're gonna be like, oh, okay, Belle, what you cooking? Because you're right. That's not correct. We saw it too, And obviously, having read books by Miss Holly Jackson before, I'm just here like, this is Holly Jackson's superpower, She takes something as juicy and dramatic as Mom reappears after 16 years and laces it with such emotional realism that it stops being a headline and starts feeling hauntingly real. Honestly, I was just like, oh my goodness, are we meant to be questioning everybody now? Like what's going on? I'm reading this book and I'm just thinking that Belle is really well written, like painfully so. She's not immediately lovable, I would say. Like, you don't dislike her, no, but she's not like that immediately lovable character, so to speak. But she's real, she's extremely guarded. She clings to control because her life has always lacked it. And the way that she clings to control, the way that it's done in this book, I don't want to spoil it because I just feel like it's a small detail and it's a small character flaw, we'll call it that I personally have never seen explored in a book before, especially as a flaw of control. And I'm just like, wow, I really like how Holly Jackson has used this to kind of show how Belle is trying to keep hold of the control that she has, how she's trying to like just have a grip on it, have a grip on her life that literally has just blown up. I really enjoyed it. Again, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I just thought it was it was a very, very clever plot device. And when it first appeared in the book, I was just like, okay, is this just going to be like a throwaway plot device, or is this going to be something that's definitely explored a bit more? Now, one thing I will say, it is mentioned a bit more, and like Belle speaks on it a bit more, especially like how she uses it to like get that control back. But I do think we could have explored it a bit more, because I'm like, wow, it's so interesting. It would be great to actually see, okay, how did you first start like truly partaking in this activity to like grasp control of your life? Have you ever sought out help? Have you ever confided in anyone and it backfired? Like, I would have liked it to be explored a bit more, but I'm just like, it's more so a plot device to speak to her like control issue. Well, how she gets a bit more control in her life. And this book is about her solving the mystery of her mother's return, because she doesn't trust her mother. So we couldn't really focus on that little detail. I get it. But it would have been cool to like explore it a bit more. That's all I'm saying. Now, her mother, let's go back to the story at hand. Her mother disappeared, right? And her childhood was defined by questions and cameras and the world watching. And it's actually funny because the book actually started with her taking part in a documentary that is being made about her mother, that her and her father agreed to do, at the anniversary of, her mother's disappearance. And so the fact that her mother reappeared around that time, it was like, clockwork, perfect timing, what's going on. I honestly definitely already started to suspect things when that happened. But yeah, I was just like, okay, I'm on Belle's side because of like the timing and stuff like that. But yeah, now that she's older, her only sense of power comes from putting the puzzle pieces together herself. And I think that definitely is a part of like, yeah, she had her suspicions, but then her like not letting go of her suspicions like everyone else around her. Yeah, that's definitely part of it. She's suspicious of Rachel, not just because Rachel seems off, but because she needs this to make sense. And then cue Ash, the documentary cameraman who gets roped into her mini investigation. And let me tell you, their dynamic is it's cute. I definitely enjoy their dynamic. He's not as cautious as her, but he's caring, She's intense and cautious and vulnerable, and then you put them together and they become this like unstoppable, slightly unhinged, quirky, investigative duo. And you gotta love it. And obviously it was reminiscent of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, the pairing. And I was just like, oh, it brought me back. And I was just like, oh my goodness, I love it. I was just like, oh my goodness, you're just bringing me back to those cute days. Keep in mind, like I said, I read that I think like last year, so it's not like I've been part of the fandom for years like everyone else. Nah, but it's okay. I still feel like it's been ages since I've been in that world. But now let's talk about family for a sec, See the dad, yeah? He was like normal at the beginning, protective father, especially when it comes to the filming. He was just like, don't go too far. We agreed, this and that. But the minute Rachel came back, yeah, suspicious. Hey, suspicious. Oh, obviously the documentary people, yeah, they're definitely playing their own game. Like, come on. Like, they're trying to make a documentary. They're trying to make money. Come on now, that's different. But the dad, I was just like, hey, please now. I don't like how you reacted to everything, Belle, I get, she was a 2-year-old. Your wife just came back, like the reaction was a bit off to me and also to Belle. Okay. Now, I want to say, let's comment about Belle's friends, but she don't got none. Remember how I said that like this event has, really framed her entire life? Yeah, that's part of it. That's really, that's one of the side effects of everything that she's gone through. So many things. Honestly, the layers in the book, beautifully wild. You're not just reading a thriller, you're digging through emotional landmines. And Holly Jackson doesn't pull her punches, ever. Each reveal peels back another layer of someone's psyche, another secret, another betrayal. And the betrayals that got revealed are like majority of them at the end. if not all. But goodness me, oh gosh, hey, oh Jesus Lord. And speaking of betrayal, yeah, this book really wants you to ask, who deserves your loyalty? Is it your parents, your friends? Again, she didn't have any, but still, the people you grew up with, and more importantly, what does it take to break that loyalty? What breaks that loyalty? Now, you guys know I'm really being intentional about not giving you spoilers. So I'm not going to spoil the ending for you. But let me just say this. I was blindsided. I had theories. I did. I always have theories, I had a whiteboard in my mind. I really do feel like I should get like a proper whiteboard because I love thrillers and I'm getting more and more into them. And I probably want a whiteboard, with strings connecting suspects. I want all of that. But yeah, I had a whiteboard in my head and everything. And still, I got played to hell and back. And the thing is, I think what has really got me is the fact that I think this is the first time. Oh, not the first time. But this is the like one in few books where I've gotten played or where I didn't guess the end. And when I tell you I didn't guess it, I was just like, okay, I didn't see this one coming at all. Like, there was a part of the ending where I guessed, but it was such a minor part that it don't count because the actual mystery I didn't get at all. I didn't get at all. I didn't get at all. Holly Jackson doesn't just give you a twist. She gives you two, then another one to make it three, and then reveals those twists were layered inside other twists, like a Russian doll of lies and trauma, essentially. Like, let's just pull out each twist out of the little pocket doll. Oh my goodness, I literally dropped the book. I sat in silence. I reconsidered my life choices. The choice to pick up this book in the middle of the night, I 100% reconsidered that. I said, no, I'm not going to go to bed because I needed to sit in my shock. But keep in mind, it was like 4 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. And so I was just there like, we need to discuss this. But the funny thing is, I have no one to discuss it with. So as I'm saying we need to discuss this, I was talking to me and all of my other personalities because at this point I had to form about 4 of them to comprehend what the heck just happened. Oh goodness. It was giving Gone Girl for the YA crowd, but probably with a bit more emotional stakes. I was just there like, now Holly girl, why'd you do that? Why'd you do it? So, what's the verdict? Oh, if you're looking for a thriller that goes beyond the surface, a thriller that asks difficult questions, that doesn't give you a clean, comfortable resolution, and that leaves you with a bit of emotional whiplash. Yeah. The Reappearance of Rachel Price is that book. Like, she's that girl, yeah? It's chilling, it's emotional, it's smart, it's very smart. Definitely, like I said, some things I'm just like, oh, you could have explored, we could have gotten a bit deeper. Even the ending, I'm just like, we wrapped this a bit too smoothly, too quickly with what just happened. There was a lot that happened at the end, and I was just like, no, rewind, pause, slow down. Let's talk about this a bit more, but yeah, I still think it was really smart, and it was like psychologically rich, and it just cements Holly Jackson as one of my favorite teen psychological thriller writers. One of the writers who actually knows how to write trauma and suspense and just mystery with depth. So, oh goodness. For the people who, you do like your YA and your YA thrillers and you've not read this, I'm so sorry. Please wake up. Stop sleeping on books that dare to go deeper. Like, this is the book that you need. So yeah, if you liked A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, This is the evolution of that. I 100% believe it is. The way it ended, I think it wrapped itself really well. So I do not believe it will have like another book. I 100% believe like it's done, because it's not like she was being like an amateur sleuth. She was investigating her own family. She's like, the rest of you I don't give a heck about. But yeah, this is definitely like an evolution of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. A little messier, yeah. A little darker. Yeah, definitely darker. I think in some points a lot more heartbreaking. But so sweet. But yeah, guys, that's it from me. Oh, I gotta get a therapist who will be willing to hear me rant about this book alone. I mean, she'll probably want to be sending Holly Jackson an invoice. That's not my concern. Like that's not on me. But yeah, I feel like I'll be rereading like every scene now that I know the truth, screaming, that's what that meant. I feel like I have to like go back and reread a few things and like just, okay, it all comes together, because that was me at like 5 a.m. in the morning when I finished reading it. But yeah, keep in mind that, so this book came out last year. And now that this book came out last year, I'm realizing I actually think, I read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder 2 years ago, and then this book came out. My timeline is really twisted sometimes. But anyway, so this book came out, I believe, last year, and like I said, I went on pause. But then Holly Jackson had another book that came out this year, and you better believe I bought it. And I started reading it, but then I had my eye surgery, and so like it started very, very strong, and I was just like, whoa, this is gonna get good. And now I have to like wait until I can like properly return to it. And I'm just so annoyed, because I'm just like, I need to get into it. And the thing is, I do enjoy audiobooks, but I'm an immersive reader. So people say immersive reading. I call it parallel reading, honestly. So I read books while listening, because I'm just like, obviously I feel like it brings the book to life when I can hear the characters and stuff like that. But as much as I love audiobooks, I still need to read the book. Like I still need to like hold the physical book and like turn the pages. It's just something with me. But yeah, I cannot wait to actually finish that next book of hers, because she's just absolutely amazing. Like she's a queen, when it comes to writing thrillers and mysteries. Honestly, love her so much. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Did you see the ending coming? Did you? Or were you also gaslit? Because I feel like I was gaslit. But yeah, would you have trusted Rachel Price as well? If you were in that situation, not even as a daughter, but like someone in that town, police chief, husband, relative, somebody, like let me know in the comments. Can't wait to hear your responses and everything. But yeah, don't forget to, as always, like I said, drop a comment, share, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Do be sure obviously to share this with anyone who you think you can spiral together with, because I feel like this book definitely brings the perfect spiral together. But yeah, guys, catch you in my next video, where we will cry about, all the books that sneak up on us with like all this trauma. Okay? Honestly, please love and of course trust no one, especially if they disappeared for 16 years and then suddenly reappear like nothing happened, with holes all over their story as big as the Grand Canyon. Okay? See you guys later. Bye.